I'm posting this because what I went through, somebody else might be going through the same thing. So in December, back in December, November, December, can't remember the exact time. Anyway, my father was in the hospital and they couldn't get him to do a procedure that could have prolonged his life. Um, so I went over there and I talked to him and I was like, "Hey, Bob, why aren't you doing this? This could help you." Um, and he said, "Tanya, I'm tired." And I said, "But Dad, this might help. This might help you not be tired." You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking medical, not on anything but a medical, physical plane. That's where my mind was at. Tired. And he just looked at me and he kind of shook his head. And he kind of had sadness in his eyes at that time. Like he was like, "Tanya, you don't understand." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, Dad, I ain't going to argue with you. If you know that's what you want, then that's what you want." Week went by. They told him that if he didn't have the procedure that he wouldn't survive very long. So they took him home. They took him home on hospice care. And if many don't know what hospice care, the hospice is pretty much saying, we'll put you on comfort measures where we're making you as comfortable as possible, but there's nothing else that can be done. So they took him home. And I prayed, "Lord, heal my dad." So I had lost, in this past year, I had lost my mom. I had lost two of my brothers, some aunts. I had lost a couple of aunts, and I was tired of death. I'm not going to lie to you. I was sick of death. So I did not want to lose my father. I at that moment, my mind said, "Tanya, you cannot take another hit." But I prayed on it. And God placed it on my heart, and God said, "It's okay, Tanya. I got you." I said, "Okay, God." And he said, "But listen to what was said. When my dad said he was tired, he wasn't speaking physically tired. He was tired. And many times people get to that point to where they just tired of fighting. They don't have the fight left in them. And God showed me that. So my next prayer was, "Not my will, but your will." I said, "Lord, heal my father in whatever way you see fit. Whether that's healing him in a physical sense or healing him and taking him away from all the earthly hurts and pains that we have to deal with." And I said, "And Lord, I know whichever way, I know I'll be okay because I got God on my side." And I knew at that point in time, I knew I would be okay. I called my father. I told him, I said, "Dad, I love you. In spite of any issues that we may have had in the past, I love you. I will always love you, even if you're no longer here with me. The love is still going to live on." And within an hour, my pops was gone. And I'm just letting you know, I'm putting this out here because a lot of times our family is really suffering, but a lot of times they fight to hold on because they don't want to leave us. And they don't want us to be left troubled. And my dad, I think he held on as long as he could until I was able to let go. So sometimes even when your family is going through and you're thinking you're helping them by letting them keep living, and we got to let God do his thing. It's not easy. It's not easy with losing someone, especially someone that you're really close to. But we have to learn to let go and let God. Let him have his way. That's what the songwriter says. And let go and let God, and let God have his way. But we have to be willing to let go and let God. So I pray that anybody that's going through right now and have somebody that they don't want to let go of, I pray that God gives you the strength, the mindset, to just let go and let God, so that that person doesn't have to suffer anymore. Because some of the things that they're going through physically on this plane is just that, suffering. And we don't want to put our loved ones through that. God bless. Y'all have a good evening.